Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. And today I'll be doing a mini ramble. It's not going to take too long because this is only going to be a quick video. But I'm going to be talking about Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson, the two Jokers, and my opinions on them. And it's going to be a bit more in depth than my last one because I did do this on my channel if you haven't seen it. I'm going to do a character analysis of them both in more depth and like some facts about them. So please like this video and please hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and don't forget to click on the notification bell so you're updated about any future videos. And before I start the video, I'm going to talk about my TikTok. I have a TikTok now and I do makeup filters on there, and I also add music to it. It's all I've been doing for the past few months on there. If you want to follow me, I'll leave a link in the description box below, and I'll also leave my Instagram in the description box below like I always do as well. I'm going to be doing some gum chewing with this ramble video, so if you don't like gum chewing or mouth sounds, then I wouldn't watch it if I was you. This is probably the fourth attempt of me recording this because I was recording it before, but I got a bit of noise, so I started again, but it's all good. So I'm going to use 3 for the purpose of this. So I've got 3 gum. Also, I wanted to talk about my Loki t-shirt. Jeff, my fiance, designed this shirt and put Loki on it for me. It's from a t-shirt company. I can't remember what it is for the life of me, but they do t-shirts on there and you can add your own designs to it as well. And this was actually a birthday present for me. It's a late birthday present because it came a bit later than usual, but I'm a really big fan of Loki. I love him. He's my favourite character, and it's Tom Hiddleston that plays Loki as well. I just thought I'd talk about that. I've got 3 gums. Oh, here we go. So I'm going to start with the Rambo now. So we have 2 Jokers, which is Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger. And when Jack Nicholson came on the scene as the Joker, I never doubted him as the Joker because I knew he could play the character very well. As with like Heath Ledger, on the other hand, I did doubt him a little bit, but I will talk about that later in time. But obviously I never knew anything about the Joker storyline. Obviously Jack Nicholson was in the Batman film, the Tim Burton Batman film, which I can't remember what year it is for the life of me. But I never doubted him because I knew he was gonna play the character because he's very funny and he's very mental like the Joker. And I found out a few facts later on in research that they was inspired by the Mark Hamill Joker from the Batman animated series for the Batman film, and a lot of the designs around the Jack Nicholson Joker was around that. And if you look at the script of the Joker in the Batman film that by Tim Burton, you'll find that some of the lines that Jack Nicholson says as the Joker are some of the same lines that Mark Hamill said in the animated series of Batman. That's what I found out. And he still had the same look about him, and it was the comedic and the funny way that Mark Hamill used to use. But he did play the Joker in his own way as well, and he also used to use an electric buzzer, Mark Hamill, in the animated series of the Joker. And in it was like an electric buzzer, and it would which he does in the film. And also they based it on The Killing Joke. I'm assuming it's The Killing Joke, but The Killing Joke comic, where Jack Napier was like, you know, he was a killer, and he went round robbing this warehouse, and he fell in a tub of acid and went crazy and turned into the Joker. And they based it upon that as well, where in The Killing Joke it's based on the Joaquin Phoenix Joker one, where, you know, he was a stand-up comedian and then he went robbing a warehouse, and then obviously he fell into a tub of acid and he went crazy and turned into the Joker. And all of his like face from nerve damage, you had to fix it, and he had this big massive grin then as well. So there's a few facts about Jack Nicholson, and I never doubted him. And when I watched The Batman, I loved his performance. It was brilliant, and it was very, very funny too. And a lot of the music and the soundtrack in the Batman Tim Burton one is very, very good. And I was actually watching the making of the Batman film, the Tim Burton one with Joker in, and I found out a few facts about it as well, which I'll probably talk about in another video. But Heath Ledger, however, there was a certain year, no one knew who was going to play the Joker next, and I didn't know. And it come to the news. I turned on the news at home, and I found out that it was going to be Heath Ledger who was going to be playing the new Joker in the new Dark Knight film, which was Christopher Nolan. And I doubted him because where I'd seen Jack Nicholson and everything as the Joker, I kind of just didn't think it was for him. And I was just one of those people that doubted, and I shouldn't have, neither. But I just didn't think he was, I just thought, what, him? Like, I don't think he's going to be a really good Joker, in my opinion. But damn did he prove me wrong, because he was actually brilliant as the Joker. Because obviously he dedicated himself to the role, and he locked himself in his apartment for ages to rehearse the role over and over again till it was right, which I never knew, which is really, really good. And when I watched The Dark Knight for the first time, because I'd never seen it, the thing that really impacted me was its fear with me. Because when I was really, really young, I watched the Jack Nicholson Batman Joker, and I was really, really scared of him when I was younger. Because it was just deliverance of it and everything. And then as I grew up, I got over that fear. I mean, even the Mark Hamill's laugh, because it was a laugh in the Batman film with Jack Nicholson as Joker, because he sort of laughed, he sort of cried, and then it was brought into a really massive laughter. Now I just think he's a loony. Now I don't get scared of him, but even like Mark Hamill and his laugh, it's such amazing quality, and even his laugh sometimes scares me as a Joker, because it's the impact of the laugh and everything. But it was the impact of it all. There's a scene in The Dark Knight where the Joker walks in, and this is the first time you ever see him, and he laughs, and he's like hee hee ha ha ha, and he walks in, and then he says his lines. And when I saw him, and it's just seeing him in his costume and his makeup, I was like, that's Heath Ledger? Wow. Like, I just didn't know how he was capable of playing the character really, really, really well. and I got really amazed by it. And I was actually, I should have never ever doubted him as the Joker, because he proved me wrong in general. And I was really, really amazed with him. And obviously he's really, really funny too in parts, like especially when he walks in that scene and he's with all the gangsters or whatever they are, and he's talking to them, and he has like a bomb and he goes, let's not blow this out of proportion. He was really, really funny as well, so I laughed as well. But I really, really loved him as the Joker, and I kind of wish I'd never doubted him, because I think when Joaquin Phoenix became the Joker, which was a year later, I never doubted him, because every person will play the character in their own way. They won't play it a different way. Well, they do, but it's their own version of him. Because it hurt me, because when Joaquin Phoenix came on the scene and he was going to be the Joker, everyone doubted him and just said, I don't want him as the Joker. I would rather have Heath alive and let him be the Joker instead. But Heath Ledger had died by then, which devastated him. And I just kind of felt like this person is trying his hardest to deliver a new Joker, and the fact of the matter is this is for a standalone Joker as well. It weren't even for like a Batman film. And everyone just didn't like him and doubted him, but I never doubted him, because when I walked into the cinema and I went to go watch Joker, which was in 2019, which is a long time ago, I never doubted him, and I looked at him and I said, wow, it was amazing. I was a Joker. And in a way, it's like comparing apples with oranges. And you can't compare Heath Ledger to another Joker, because they're a different Joker in general. And that's just my opinion as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my ramble today. If obviously these are my opinions and everything else, I will talk more about obviously the making of the Batman, the Jack Nicholson one, because there's a few facts that I would like to share from it and stuff that I found out from it. I don't know if I will, but I might. But it's interesting though. And I would say before I go that my favourite probably Joker out of them all would probably be, it's really difficult now, because I liked Heath Ledger and his performance was as the Joker was convincing, so I can't really decide, because if I do decide, it's not fair on the other two, really, because they're both good actors. But I would probably say Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker is my favourite Joker right now. I mean, I like Heath Ledger too. Heath Ledger can never ever be replaced, neither. So, but I'd probably just say that because his role was very convincing, and I do like Heath Ledger. I did like Heath Ledger too. So Heath Ledger's my favourite Joker. So, I mean, it's difficult because I can't decide, but that's what I would say. So, anyway, guys, I've chatted on for too long now. I hope you all have a wonderful day today, whatever you do. And I will see you all, guys, in the next video. Bye, guys.